Today, Artie Lange is one of the most recognizable faces on radio. But who is he really? Artie Lange Jr. grew up in Union, New Jersey, as son of a roofer with poor balance and a mother who can make a mean lasagna. Known as the class clown, Artie made friends quickly. One of his high school friends, Jared E. Nolan, tells us more about Artie.
Yeah, Art Lang. I remember him well. Sometimes too well. Gave me nightmares all throughout junior high and high school. Constantly bothering me, humiliating me, making fun of my name, Jarrett. It's bad enough when you're in junior high and high school, you've got an odd name to begin with, but when you find somebody like him who wants to be Mr. Funny all the time, making fun of the name. So I went through life. I went through at least my high school life. Jarrett the Parrot. Jarrett the Parrot. Jarrett the Ferret. Jarrett the Carrot. My therapist said I should have thrown those out years ago.
Sadly, those early attempts at comedy were cut short by a tragic event.
March 5th, 1982. The best day of my life. Yours possibly the worst, but for the most part, I was good. It was the one day that you did not torment me, bother me, harass me, abuse me, draw me, whatever you felt like doing. Because sadly enough, that was the day that John Belushi died.
Dr. Lynn S., another classmate, remembers that fateful day.
Artie took it really personally. It was like John left him or something. I mean, he was like sitting at lunch and we all sat down and we were like, we couldn't believe it, but he broke down. He was sitting there holding his lunch tray and he couldn't eat, he couldn't talk, he fell apart.
Bye-bye, fat comedian guy. Got as heavy as a Chevy, it's no wonder he died. The good old days of eating pizza and fries. Singing, "This'll be the way that Artie dies." Bye-bye, fat comedian guy. Got as heavy as a Chevy, it's no wonder he died. The good old days of eating pizza and fries. Singing, "This'll be the way Artie dies."
He became more and more like John every day. He became louder, he became more obnoxious, he became the next John Belushi.
It was at that point in time we probably realized that, yep, you are going to become Belushi. And you kind of sort of did. You started taking on his persona, taking on his jokes, taking on his size, taking on his girth, complete with bad curly hair. What was that about?
In my junior high yearbook, he wrote, "Even though Belushi died this year, it's still been a good year. Always remember me and the great times," or something to that effect.
Remember the first time I saw him on stage? It was during one of our class shows. Can't remember whether it was junior, senior, sophomore, whatever it was, but he was one of the hosts. And that was when he was really getting into the comedy and his idea of wanting to do stand-up and pursue it full-time after he got out of high school. And to see him up on stage, co-hosting this, and having that responsibility of actually being funny and entertaining a room full of people, these people really getting into it. It was at that precise moment that I realized that you, Mr. Artie Lange, had a great and immense talent to become a longshoreman.
That wraps it up for this week's episode. Next week, Artie Lange moves to LA, starts dating a hooker, and develops a series of bad habits.